What's going on? I'm Aidan. This is Dan. Say hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. We're just chilling, starting the podcast. This is the talk of the happenings. It's the 3rd of September. We're a few days away from, Labor Day. Labor Day just happened. How was your Labor Day?
It was good. How was yours?
It was good. We didn't do much on Labor Day. I was supposed to meet that friend from, RA, but I didn't, Alex. But, how was yours?
It was good. It was good. Mom got up late and we had some dinner. And it was overall good.
Nice. How's Alyssa and Aubrey? How were they?
Good.
Nice.
Really good.
When did this come out? Hold on. Kashmir, Led Zeppelin. Oh, we got the cats in here. We got Junior and Bella. Ooh, 1975. That was the year you were born.
Yep.
Yeah. Early days. How were your early years?
Yeah, good.
You grew up in, where? Sorry.
Center Square.
Center Square. Isn't that near the mall? The mall there?
That's where Grandma lives.
Oh.
Like
where she lived? But doesn't she live near Bluebell?
She lives in Bluebell. But when I was a kid, where we lived, we were taught to write our address down in Center Square.
Oh. Because they were so close. Kind of like how we're in Norristown and... but we're close
to... We're actually West Norton.
Yeah, someone told me that on the bus, the van at Partial. I forget who. It was actually I know who. It was this girl, Lily. I mostly remember her. I mean, I still talk to her, but she was a good friend. She helped me go through it,
Yeah.
I met some good friends with that. I mean, growing up.
But it wasn't like Norristown is. Like, Norristown has, like, downtown Norristown, then you have West Norton, East Norton. Like, I grew up in Whitpain Township.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know why, like, certain people referred to it as Bluebell and some people referred to it as Center Square.
Maybe it was just they were growing up and they were taught this and that. Like how, people... You ever hear the thing, like the grandma has the thing in the oven, and the daughter does it, and the daughter beneath that does it, and they ask the oldest relative, and it's like, she says it was because of the specific reason.
Right.
But, there's no point doing it anymore. Because, the areas are combined, kind of like that.
Right, but I'm sure there were some lines somewhere where it said, like, this was Bluebell, this was Center Square. Like when I was a kid, the development that Grandma lives in was always referred to as the Whipping Greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's only, at least for like my, like friends, like it's a small group of people that only know that it's referred to as the Whipping Greens.
Isn't that where the golf course is?
What, Mermaid?
Whipping Greens. Isn't there a golf course near there?
No, Grandma lives in Whipping Greens.
Oh.
Like, that's what we referred to that development as when I was a kid.
Oh. As a kid, you had some good stories.
It wasn't something that we made up, though. It was just, that's what it was called.
It was just how everyone was. All your friends. You grew up with Richie, wait, no, not Richie. Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Rob. Yeah. When I was growing up, well, still growing up, but in Bluebell, now that we're talking about Bluebell, Joe's friends, my cousin Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be in a group chat with him, and it was funny. I would use the Apple Pay thing and just request like $554 or something, like stupid amounts of money.
Yeah.
I'd, like mess with him. Yeah. If we're just not talking, I'll cut this out later.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I had a lot of stories with like kids my age around then. There was Alex. He was, he's doing better now. But we shared a lot. We were kind of like brothers-in-law or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we would talk a lot. There'd be a lot to
Brothers
talk
from
about.
different mothers.
Yeah, yeah. Cousins from different uh, politicians. I don't know. Uh, yeah. His dad had the company, the Shaneland Excavating Company. Um, he used to just walk down there. That's a good place. I've been there when I used to do cross country with like Lily and stuff. My friend Lily. Well, not the Lily from Parsh, but the Lily from RA.
Right.
We would used to walk down the trail, and we didn't walk. We would sometimes go down the trail where his place is, and maybe I would see his truck. I actually saw him once, and I waved to him. Uh, and we would just, we just run in there. There were some good runs, good scenic runs. You get a runner's high. You feel all calm. I don't know if that's a thing.
It's nice to be out in the woods.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing. That might be a myth. Like I get like the stuff makes you feel calm, but I don't know. Will that happen every time you run? I don't think so.
I don't know. I try not to run.
Trying to, because if you ran, you would get off.
I would get tired.
Yeah. Getting tired. I cannot get tired. Like I can go and sleep. I can try and sleep, but usually I'm up because I'm usually on my phone.
Yeah, you need to put your phone down and turn the lights out and go to sleep.
I do.
Try it that way.
Or I need to get some melatonin, some more melatonin, because those will knock you out.
But if you don't
like a camel kicking your teeth.
But if you don't make a routine to try and sleep, it still makes it difficult.
You can't rely on the medications for anything, for like everything. You can't depend on that, I guess. Is that what you're saying too?
Well, sure, I guess. You can't rely on them for everything. I mean, depending on what someone's on medication for, there's going to have to be some effort or work put into it. Especially if you're having like mental health issues.
Oh,
even if it's like medication for like blood pressure and stuff, there's things that you can take, or there's actions that you can take to just make things better for you.
I guess there's a scale.
You don't have to be on blood pressure medication forever if you do certain things.
I guess it's like a scale. Like for some things, like, oh look, Junior, guys, Junior's licking my other cat. Junior's my one cat. He's licking the other cat. And just chilling. We're chilling at the podcast. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. We're relaxing. We're sniffing each other. What was I saying? I guess it's like a scale. Like some medications you have to rely on. Like if you're psychotic, you have symptoms of psychosis and stuff. You got to rely on your antipsychotics. But for like mainly like anxiety. Like you're not gonna. I'm on my Visceral, right? My 50 milligrams. And I don't think, you wouldn't take that every day for your anxiety because, you would gain a tolerance to it,
Well, you should only take it when you have anxiety.
Like you're having a panic attack. We have Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
Even with that, though, there are other coping strategies you can use to help your anxiety.
I think one of the things I realized, and I for months and months, I was complaining about this anxiety stuff, when I was anxious and it was bad. But I realized everyone else has these problems. I was always just singling myself down. I was centering myself on myself. Because everybody has the depression and the anxiety and the paranoia sometimes. Maybe not paranoia.
I don't know that everybody does, but certainly a lot more people than you're thinking do suffer from these problems. I have anxiety.
Yeah. You're anxious nearly every day sometimes, right?
Mom gets anxious. We all get anxious.
The natural thing of life. You gotta, you gotta work through it with people. I'm starting to realize, because, a little back then, I still didn't think I needed therapy. I was still in that set of mind where I thought, I could just deal with it. Because I was in a set of mind that was like, just push through everything, push through this, push through that, or else you're going to be left behind. Almost like a fear of abandonment in that kind of way. But I just lost what I was thinking about. But,
well, just trying to push through sometimes can be...
It can't.
Too much.
Yeah.
You need... you need people in your life that have knowledge of those things to help get you through them sometimes.
Like the psychiatrists and the
Whether
therapists.
it's doctors, family members, but you got to want to listen.
Yeah.
If you don't, and this goes for anybody that needs any kind of mental health or addiction help, like you have to listen. You have to want to listen and want to do better. There's no you can't half-ass it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard. But it is worth it.
I saw this quote. It wasn't a quote. I was listening to a video. And, Joey Diaz, how he's, like, funny, like, all the time. He's, like, a lighthearted guy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There was a serious quote that I saw by him. It was, like, he was talking about how you can go through 500 rehabs and stuff, 500 this and that. But you're never going to actually stop something unless you stop it. Like, you're not going to stop until you stop. You're going to hit rock bottom, and then you're going to flip,
You're not going to stop until you want to.
Yeah.
You have to want to. Like, I cannot stress that part out enough for anyone. If you don't completely want to do it, it's not going to happen. You have to want it.
In a few minutes, we can only record 15 minutes on this, so I have to split it up. So, I'll just I'll warn you when it's about to go, like a minute before. Yeah, like the partial that I went for, the first one. The one at, the Lighthouse, I think it was. It's a partial group in PA. I'm just explaining it to the mic. But I just sat through it, and I was doing these paperworks, man. And I was just, putting 0, 0, 0, but I did feel the anxiety. I felt it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I wanted to get through it. I wanted to see all these psychiatrists and just, say no. I would bring up old points, say that, someone, when they thought that I was bipolar, I would focus on that. Because I was on that all the time.
Sometimes it's a lot to take in.
It's a lot to accept.
To listen to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, acceptance can be difficult.
Acceptance is like a whole other thing. It's a whole batch of worms.
Yeah, but it's like, I think that's kind of part of the beginning. Like, you finally accept that you have problems, and then you start the hard work.
You start the long journey.
Those problems to make yourself a better person.
You start a long journey, because it really is a long journey, because you got to go through, if you're inpatient or something for your mental issues, you got to go through the partials and then the IOP group. I like the IOP group because it felt like I could be heard. It was a group of people, and it wasn't like partial where we're just... The Lighthouse partial, the second one I went to, it was more paperwork than anything. It was way more paperwork. And it was just, we were sitting there for hours, and then we had a break at lunch, but we couldn't move, we couldn't talk. And then with the IOP, it's the same, the light program, that was good. Because we had a guy, his name was Marcus. He was this guy, he had dreads, he was black. And he might have been Jamaican or something. I don't know. We were talking about it one day in group. And there were teens that I could relate to. It's the relation, it's the bondage.
Yeah, but I mean, even with that being said, like, I would assume that the people you're going to school with now, like, you probably have way more in common with them than you realize yet.
I do. I was realizing that today.
Like, I know that you've only been going there for a few days now, but, like, I'm sure you have plenty in common with the kids that are going to that school.
I do really. It's about to do the thing. We'll just wait for 10 seconds. All right. I'm feeling good. I mean, I had a friend, I'll call it Dave or something. I should have stayed clear of him when he was like vaping and stuff, because that would have been an influence on me. But at the same time, I was into that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had some friends, and I still need to work on this because I kind of idolize those times because it was the connection really that I had. But my friend, I'll call him Dave, his other friend, I'll call him Ben. His aunt ran this illegal lottery, right? And like every other week, I give Alex like $5 and tell him because it was like a numbers game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever number you would get a little money. I never really won much, you know. I would put $5 down, maybe get 10.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's a lot of that life, you know. It's bad for you, you know. I mean, all that stuff.
But you have to remember too, like there's a possibility that stuff will be around in many other places throughout the rest of your life. So it's like you have to work on making the positive choices when you're young. Like, so that bleeds over into your adult life. Like, you don't want to run into adulthood with, like, I don't know, like with just like a willy nilly way of doing things. Like, whatever, I'm just going to do it. Like, you got to think before you do stuff.
I don't like sparseness. I don't like impulse. Like that's not the way to go, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Impulse can be very bad.
It's the impulse control you really need to work on. That is like what that is the bread and butter of getting better. You need to work on your impulse control, who your people are in your setting, and I, I don't know. It's all the
You want people in your life that pick you up, not talk you into doing things. Is really what it comes
people
down
that don't push you into a
like I
corner.
feel like when I was younger, I got talked into doing a lot of stuff.
A lot of
So
stupid stuff.
that caused me to make a lot of bad decisions and caused me a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I was cool. I mean, it was more the culture around me and how people were, and all the stuff they did with the, you know, as I said, the illegal lottery and the, you know, the like money that these people, like the things these people would do to get money. That's why I got pushed into things, because I saw that and I saw how much it was all the money. Because I was shallow. I was shallow back then. I still am a little shallow now. I need to work on that. But it was just the money aspect.
Right, but I
Just
mean,
wanting
you
to
get
have
caught
power.
doing that stuff, you lose your money.
Yeah.
You know?
And you lose your, you know, your privileges. You could easily get busted for something and, you know, become a felon, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. And you don't want that. You don't want that ever.
No, you do not.
Yeah. I'm going to turn this down. Might interfere with the mic. Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin. I guess this was also released in 75. You know, they banned this in guitar stores?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. It's probably rarely enforced, but still. I wonder why that is. Let me look it up. Probably a copyright issue. I hate this Gemini thing with the AI that summarizes everything.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I always scroll down.
It gives a stupid thing. Culture of significance. It's special to the guitar community. What is that? That's not an answer. Oh, I think it's.
It was released in 71, not 75.
I was looking up a single song by them. On the YouTube video, it shows like the album, the Mothership album,
Mm-hmm.
but it also showed that for Kashmir. I guess it was released in different years. This is good. Stairway to Heaven. It says it was likely a joke before the movie Wayne's World. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
I never did. What was that? Like a guitar movie? Rock?
Wayne's World was this skit on Saturday Night Live. And it was like Wayne and his friend Garth in their basement, like reviewing stuff,
Yeah.
like made up reviews about music and other ridiculous stuff, I think, too. And then they made a movie out of it. So it was like a Saturday Night Live skit turned into a movie.
Oh, it's because of the copyright issue too. That's the copyright stuff. That'll get you. Like, I'm I'm questioning because I'm gonna reduce the audio on this, and the music won't be playing. You know, because I think the music helps us talk. It helps us like it eases us into the setting, I guess. Um, but you know that copyright stuff it'll get you taken down in some countries. Like I get that like the first podcast episode, the first one we did where we were reviewing music that was kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
It got taken down in like Jamaica or some country. Like I don't think any Jamaicans are watching my videos or anyone right now.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's all set up with algorithms.
Yeah.
So like
It detects Led
you're
Zeppelin.
it detects something on your video, and it's like, all right, it's not going there.
But it's not going to. It's like it's weird. It goes to specific countries. Like is it not playing in North? Nothing's playing in North Korea. They got the fat leader. You know he imported so much cheese last year that it cost him like $1 billion. I think.
No,
Let
I
me
did
look.
not know that.
Kim Jong Un cheese import. Oh, he lost a lot of weight over the COVID closure when the border was closed because he stopped getting holds in Swiss cheese. That's why he lost some weight. You think he maybe stopped? You think he stopped after?
I don't know.
He's looking. What does he look like now? Hold on.
I don't even know.
I mean, he's still fat. He looks fatter. Like a grape with legs. I knew some. Mr. Candu, the principal from my old school, he was a big guy, but he was like a little muscle too underneath the fat. You know, that's the type of fat that's scary.
Where from Renaissance?
Yeah, but he wasn't scary because he had like this goatee and it didn't really go with his thing. Also, he would walk around with this fan. He'd always be like he would actually be like walking. Maybe he was a lot more fat than muscle. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he had some health issues.
Maybe he had like a portable fan he'd walk around with. But you know, he was the dean. The guy from Horsham, he was my counselor. He was a dean for the school. He said that once during one of the meetings or something. I don't know. A lot of those guys used to work with children like in the school.
Craig?
Yeah, Craig. Yeah,
The
Craig.
social worker?
Yeah, my social worker.
He was nice. I liked him.
He was. He was a good guy. You know, he talked me out of a lot of things that I wanted to do when I was stupid. You know, stupid and younger. What am I talking about younger? This was like 2 months ago.
Right.
Yeah. I just say a lot to say a lot, maybe. Maybe I say things.
It's alright sometimes.
Yeah. Unless you say something, but you say it like an impulse, and you're not thinking what you're thinking, and so you kind of just say it and it's weird, I guess. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. You say a weird thing, but you don't mean to, because it sounds weird.
Right.
Yeah. You ever do that?
Yes.
Yes. Or it just sounds like, kind of like awkward, I guess. What do we got next playing? We got Free Bird by Leonard Skinner. I like that song. I like the big solo at the end. Actually, that's like what most people like. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are their albums? Leonard Skinner albums. I was thinking about changing the podcast name to like The Advice or something because I feel like a lot of the topics we're going to go around is like changing stuff, like advice. Who knows? But I like the talk that happens. I like this with the yellow eyes. I'm showing them the logo.
I know, but I mean, if you want to change it, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. It's my nose. It's all stuffed. I'm using the Boom Boom Stick nasal stick. It's got menthol, wintergreen oil, all the oils, good oils. It's got directions for if you, I don't know, a little, who knows. This is a good song. Oh wait, that's weird. The name of this album is pronounced Leonard Skinner. Skinner. How did I pronounce that wrong? It's literally the pronunciation. They made some good movies. What the?
Tunes?
Yeah, tunes. Good tunes. Give me Free Steps, Free Bird. Tuesday's Gone by them. When was this? 1973, MCA Records. I think they did some of what did they do? They did ABC. They were acquiring record labels. All that acquiring stuff in like the '60s, where they took over records with records, and they were just this and that. Decca Records. Oh, Decca. Yeah, that was the record company. I have a lot of Decca records of the big band.
Yeah.
Artie Shaw, Ella Fitzgerald, stuff Nana would like. Does Nana like big band?
I think so, yeah.
You ever sit down and listen to a little bit of big band?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like some Ella Fitzgerald tunes. She didn't make Blue Moon. That was Frank Sinatra. I don't know if you know if I'm talking about. You know Ella Fitzgerald, though, right? You've heard of the name?
Yeah, but I don't know if I would be able to say that's their music.
I think, yeah, Ella Fitzgerald. She was black. She was like she was like one of the inspirations. Like a figure, because she did it in the '40s when nobody could.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rosa Parks was on. Rosa Parks. She was in the back of the bus, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't it set up though? Like, wasn't it set up? Rosa. Oh, the NAACP. Which, hold on, what is that? NAACP. Oh, it's like a black political thing. It's a human rights group, like the Italian Defamation League and stuff. They planned to use. Oh, she was a secretary with them. It was set up.
Well, I know Ella Fitzgerald songs.
Which ones?
Dream a Little Dream of Me.
That's a mainstream one. It's like the
Misty.
It's like the Money from Pink Floyd.
Blue Skies.
I wish I could have met some guys like that. Look, what concerts did you go to? Because I know Nana still loves us.
I don't know. I saw these guys. The Grateful Dead, Pink Floyd.
Steve Miller
Band.
Yeah, Steve Miller.
Allman Brothers.
Steve, my good friend from Renaissance. I thought I spotted him at Elmwood Park Zoo the other day. Today. I thought I spotted him. There was like a Steven lookalike there.
Oh, yeah?
But it wasn't him. It's like a clone. It's like when they were cloning sheep back in the 90s. It's like cloning Stevens.
I've seen Overkill.
Steven liked them because they had the same name, same person. Although nobody called him Steve, they just called him Steve. There was no Steve. There was a little Steven or a big Steven. Big Steven was this heavier kid. They both had blonde hair. The textures were different because Steven's hair kind of goes out, puffs outward.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big Steven, he had like wavy hair, I guess you could call him. He could comb. And you would always call one, like you would call little Steven Big Steven to mess with, joke around.
Huh.
Yeah. And you would call Big Steve Little Steve.
I've seen AC/DC.
Oh, nice. Which year?
I'm not sure.
90s, though, right?
95.
Oh. 90s, I would have loved
96, maybe.
90s was such a good time.
I think that was only the third show that I made it onto the floor for.
Or are you trying to get backstage at one of the like a show? Or did you?
I never tried to get backstage. Me and my friends got backstage at Jethro Tull concert.
Oh, right. You were trying to, hold up. I got Jethro Tull. See, how much were you trying to buy his flute for? Or get it?
I wasn't trying to buy it. I just wanted it. But he would not give it to me.
Huh.
Ian Anderson.
How was the guy?
He was nice. They were all nice. That was a pretty wild experience.
Wild nights. I mean, didn't you growing up live next to the guy from Jamiroquai? Like,
No,
was that Uncle Jim?
I went to school with him. He used to live in Grandmom's development.
Huh.
Um,
Well, yeah, I've seen his house. Wonder how much that
I
sold
thought I
for.
pointed it out.
What was his name?
Stu.
His name.
Stu Zender.
Stu Zender house.
I
Oh,
guess that's
Stu.
gonna be in there. I mean, that was like his parents' house when he
Oh,
was a kid.
yeah, it's nowhere to be found. He looks like a cool guy. Jamiroquai's got some good songs.
I don't think he's in the band anymore.
Really, he must have left.
I think so.
Huh. They break up or something?
I don't think they broke up, but I don't think that he is part of the band anymore.
No. A lot of bands break up. I don't get that. Like, do they get into conflicts? Like someone's messing with this other guy's girls, like the mafia, cross another man's wife. The mafia stuff. I'm into
Yeah,
the
he
mafia.
is on the internet. He's a former member,
Uh,
93 to 98.
why did he quit? Conflicts. Oh, yeah, conflict with J.K., the the band's leader.
I guess, I don't know.
No, I was reading the Wikipedia.
Oh,
Everyone just hates Wikipedia. I don't get the hate. I know that you can edit it, but there are people that check that stuff constantly, and it's crazy how people do that because, people will just sit there for hours checking the Wikipedia pages. They're checking their fandoms that they're in, like The Sopranos or something. They check their fandom so that they, can edit it, see if someone messed with the page. Or like The Wire. I never watched The Wire, but I hear it's good.
yeah, it must be nice to have all that time.
Yeah. Maybe it's like college kids. No, not college kids. Maybe like school kids, someone unemployed. I like being unemployed currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, I want to get a job, but, I also don't want to. I want the money. But there's a Rita's place down there. Us. I could get a job there. That would be nice. Oh, well, that was nice. That was nice.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
It was a great time. We're signing off. Oh, not signing off.
Bye bye.
Bye.